Hey, good afternoon. Welcome back. 2 p.m. with the trigger. We're here once again to help you shine on camera and shine on stage. But we're doing a little bit differently this week. This week is National Stutter Awareness Week. We've been doing a whole series of conversations with fellow people that stutter. Yes, I said that right. Fellow individuals that stutter because I stutter. And we've been having a special series this week called Stutter and reaching out to other individuals to hear their story. uh, I want you to understand what stuttering is not, the impact it has on us that stutter, but also the impact it has on you, the friends, the family, the people on the street that you meet, and you go, what's going on here? There's so much to learn when it comes to stuttering. And so I've been honored to have so far 3 days of talking and sharing and meeting amazing people. Today, we are going to bring Wesley Freeman in for the show here today. And Wesley is an engineer. He has had a lifelong stutter. He comes from Greensboro, Winston-Salem, the High Point area, by the way. But he also was a man on a journey to help people discover a greater purpose. Even though he has a stutter, he's on a mission to help people find their stutter. So without any further ado, welcome a fellow stutter. And there he is. How are you doing today, Wesley?
Hey, Rich, how's it going, man? Thanks for the introduction. I loved it. I loved it.
I think it's interesting that you've changed from. I mean, you're an engineer by trade and things like that,
hmm
but you also now have a mission to help
Yes.
others discover their greatness. And one of the people this week said, "I never thought my stutter would be my superpower." What do you think of that?
Mm. I totally agree with that, man. As you said, I've been stuttering for 25 years now. And during that stint of time, I've seen me grow as a person when it comes to work as well too. As you mentioned, I do have a background i- i- in manufacturing engineering, and going into engineering, you think, okay, it's just a straight desk job, you know what I mean? But I found where I thrived at was being on the shop floor and really interacting with people and things of that nature. And I started realizing, hey, I'm getting this work done way faster than I would just stand at a desk all day. But also, I'm seeing how me just going down and speaking to people, which is at the stutterer, my biggest fear. My biggest fear is speaking. You know what I mean? I'm terrified right now, to be honest. Even though it's video, I'm terrified. But just going down and just speaking to people, seeing how it changed their attitudes or changed the trajectory of their day. And I've just found so mm, 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 much purpose in that I wanted to continue it. So now I'm in ministry on and off.
So I've been in the ministry. One of the things that we talked about yesterday, in fact, was I had to get up and give a sermon every week. I had to read
Yeah.
from the Bible. I had to
Oh yeah.
speak to the masses, and it's like, what the heck are you thinking,
Oh
Trigger?
yeah.
Um, the fact that you decided to come out of the office and onto the floor and intentionally engage people,
Mhm.
that's pretty bold. How did the people first respond when you came down and stumbled and bumbled and had that time? What was the reaction from them?
Oh man, it definitely took some. It definitely took tough skin. Manufacturing is a very hard environment. And it took me a while to really get comfortable, but I kind of just let it all hang out. You get so tired of trying to hide it and things like that. So once you just come out with it, it kind of it doesn't really matter the reaction of what the other side is. It's like, okay, well, it's out there now, so much better. So
Is this is me? This is what you get. By the
this
way,
is
one of our recurring followers is giving a shout out to you. You're doing awesome. You're doing great,
thank you so much.
and
Thank you.
you just got a virtual hug right there. I think
Awesome.
that's what that boils down to.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You know, when it comes to stuttering, did you have it from childbirth on? Did something trigger
hmm
your stutter? Because some people do have a traumatic event and it
hmm
kicks in. How did yours come about?
As far as I can remember, it started when I was 5, and one of my best friends in elementary school stuttered. So we would
Oh,
hang out all the time, and I would start copying him. I don't know if it was intentionally or I was just picking up things that he was doing, but that might have been it. But also, at birth, I was a triplet, and I was the only one who survived. And there were a lot of complications when it came to me from birth. So that might have triggered something as well. So nobody really knows what causes stuttering, and
no, they don't.
nobody. So
There's a lot of theories, what triggers, what may help ease it. There's theories on family dynamics, on
hmm
genetics, and have, the fact that you were triplets
hmm
and you lost two family members.
hmm
That's got to be devastating and rough. But there
it
also
definitely
is maybe a medical genetic side in there too. But my mother stutters,
and my
um,
father stuttered.
and your
So
father stuttered. There you
yes,
go.
uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. So it's interesting. So with a 7-month old daughter, I'm waiting to see, will my daughter stutter as well? So it's gonna be a journey as well. If she does, I'm happy that I've been through the life situations that I've been through to help her along. So
Well, and again, you'll have so much to give back, so much wisdom, knowledge,
yes,
things like that. Now, interesting enough, you're not just on the sales floor. You were telling me before we went on, you're launching a YouTube channel to help people learn
yeah,
about stuttering. Are you insane?
I'm crazy, man. I'm really trying to just get myself out there. Speaking of, that's one of my techniques. So if I do get stuck, I'll slow up the words at the start. So y'all watch out for that. That's a key. Um,
No,
but
and it's great to hear that because most people don't know what we do.
mhm,
I talk about cutting and splicing my sentences when I'm
uh-huh,
talking. I talk about the speed of the information here coming out here and balancing out the speed rate. But
yeah,
that's a great tip that people have to understand. We all do something different, but yours is slow it down
mhm.
and work it out, right?
Yep, slow it down and work it out. But yeah, so my YouTube page is called The Stuttering Techie, and it's supposed to be a one size fits all page, and but I really want to tailor it to the life of a stutterer. So what my life looks like day to day as a stutterer, those interactions that I might have to go through or encounter. I'll give you my first video, which I'm starting tomorrow. So 30 days of a flip phone. So it's 30 days of no smartphone. So with flip phones, it's harder to text. So I'm going to be calling people for 30 days straight.
Wow, you
Yeah.
you you made your own challenge to
Yes.
force yourself to speak and then
hmm
share it on YouTube.
Yes.
That's amazing. Now, by the way,
That's
if you're
amazing.
following along, I just drop in the chat the links to connect with Wesley, and the YouTube channel is on there. He just explained it's bare bones, got nothing yet, but that's gonna be the first one going up is revealing that 30-day challenge.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. I'm very excited about that.
What has been part of your journey? Did your family support your stutter? Did they come behind, or were they kind of at a loss of how to help you work through it?
Oh yeah, years of speech therapy as far back as I can remember. I've been to camps. I've been to, like I said, therapy. They've gotten me in groups, and now that I'm older, I guess I really didn't want to change myself, because stuttering is who I am. Stuttering is what makes me different from everybody else. So I appreciate all the help, but I've finally come to accept me for who I am. So I'm gonna just live that out. And that's what they really took hold of. Like, okay, Wes is finally loving himself for who he is. We support it. Let's not try to change him any further.
So that's been a common theme this week. There comes a point when you embrace yourself.
Hmm.
What made you do that? What made you finally get to the point and say, "This is who I am. I'm cool with it,
Hmm.
and everyone else has got to be cool with it too." When did you get to that point?
My past birthday in April, I just turned 30, and it was a real come to Jesus moment. Like, Lord, you made me like this,
Yes.
and your word says that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So I'm trying to hold on to that as much as I can. No matter what anybody says, no matter what I think about myself, no matter how down that I may get about my speech, you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you're made in his
And that
image.
includes your tongue.
So,
And inside, outside, that's beautiful. And that type of reinforcement is also another common theme that I met with a lot of people. Their faith has unlocked some of what previously
yeah,
held them back. Isn't that amazing
yeah,
that people are
yeah,
finding their faith
yeah.
really does play in the real everyday life?
It does. It really does. It really
When
does.
when you meet other people that stutter, because 1 in 100 people stutter,
Mhm.
males stutter
Mhm.
more than females. And I
Yeah.
think I just read, I may be wrong on this, but I think there's some studies that even African Americans study more than Caucasians.
Hmm.
When you meet
Interesting.
others that stutter, do you what do you give back? How do you support them?
I give myself. I'm excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, you stutter. I stutter too. And I try to start just a instant community. I'm here for you. Here's my number. I don't meet a lot of people that stutter. I don't. But when I do find somebody that stutters, I'm like, look, man, you have to connect with me, stay in contact. Let's talk whenever you need me. So just trying to just give myself and give my wisdom, and if they are going through a season that I went through of the valleys, I'm there. I'm right there with them to lift them up.
Final question as we wind down our time here today, but
Mhm.
National Stutter Awareness Week is this week, the 8th through the 13th of
Mhm.
May. And yet, I've not seen a lot of posts, a lot of activity of other people,
Yeah.
of other speakers, of other, there's the National Stutter Awareness. I mean, I'm sure they're doing things. I'm just not aware. I've not seen it on the news channel this week. And we
Yeah.
celebrate all these other awareness weeks things. Why do you think it is? Why do you think we're not seeing it mentioned big time?
I honestly feel like because it's not stuttering isn't an everyday thing to a lot of people. So you don't really think about the people that do stutter, and it's not really an issue that is talked about. It's not talked about at all, honestly. It's not. So that's all I can really think about. It's not a big thing to the majority of the world because we are the minority.
The vast majority of us at some point tried to cover it up, and we trained ourselves. That's what you do. Instead of doing what we're doing this week. And again, that's why I thank you and the others. Wesley, this has been great because we're revealing and putting out there that this is who we are. We don't need to hide it. It's not a bad mark against us. It's just, like you said, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. This is us. We're okay.
Yeah,
And
we definitely are.
and it's not contagious.
No, it's definitely not.
Wesley Freeman, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us at 2 p.m. with the Trigger. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you, Rich. You have a good one, man.
So before we wrap up, we are going to mention again, because there are people that have stutters that, again, they continue to push out and challenge. But did you know that Samuel L. Jackson stutters? Samuel L., who's done Marvel movies, action movies, planes, Snakes on a Plane movie, for those of you that like to B-rate funny movies. Samuel L. Jackson has a stutter, and he grew up with this stutter, and it really impacted him so much that for 1 year of school, he stopped talking. Now, can you imagine Samuel L. Jackson, the way he presents himself on camera, stopping talking? He said what cured it was swearing. Now, I'm not going to swear, but he was basically using the F word as his go-to word to cut and break the buzz, the da-da-does, and he found that would reset him. Watch his movies. See how many times he pulls out his favorite word throughout films. It might be part acting. It might be part helping him with his stutter. Thanks for joining us again today on day 4 of our National Stutter Awareness Week. And again, we want you to be a part of what's going on. We also want you to join How to Rock the Stage. We have a new podcast show streaming. Last night's show with Dee Bowden is up live right now. Hit that QR code. Join us. Subscribe to Apple Podcasts, iHeart, and others to subscribe and follow along as we every week go live Wednesday nights with another How to Rock the Stage. And we're adding the backlog of shows up as well. So hit the QR code and join How to Rock the Stage. Hey, that's going to do it for the Trigger today. I'll be back tomorrow with another individual to share their story of I Stutter as we celebrate National Stutter Awareness Week. We'll see you at 2 p.m.